we welcome Baylor representatives to the stage, student athletes Mekhi Mason and Jared Butler and Coach Scott Drew. We'll follow our normal protocol by asking Coach Drew to make a brief opening statement. Then we'll turn it over to questions for the student athletes. We'll remind you to hail a microphone. When you have a question, we'll get one to you, and if you can direct your question into the microphone and to a specific student athlete, that's helpful. And when we've exhausted those questions, we'll turn it over to questions for Coach Drew. So we'll ask Coach Drew for his brief opening statement. Coach?
Well, we knew it was going to be one of those games where we thought we could get looks if we executed, and then it was really important that we knocked down shots. And we made shots, and that makes the offense work a lot better against his own. So 16 for 34, they say you got to have good guard play to win in March, and we're blessed to have very good guard play, and they make us coaches look good.
Questions for Mekhi Mason and Jared Butler?
For both of you guys, yesterday we all talked to Syracuse about their zone, and the players were saying, you know, there's nothing like our zone. It's different. We're longer than other teams. You can't prep for it. But you guys play a zone sometimes. I know you haven't used it as much this year. So why did that play a big role in you being so confident and taking so many threes that it was something you were used to?
Jared, let's start with you.
You're right, and their zone's different, and I think our zone's very different. And I just think our mentality going into the game that we had to make shots was important. And we know when we play zone and guys just hit tough shots, it's kind of heartbreaking. So, you know, we had that same mentality going into this game, and we had to lock down on defense. But like they said, the zone is different. They make you think, but I think our aggressiveness and our, wanting to shoot the ball really helped us a lot.
Mekhi?
Yeah, I think the fact that we play zone definitely helped us in this game. Just being able to go against that and practice every day with our guys flying around. We're used to those kind of shots, those kick-out threes. So I think that definitely helped us tonight. But, yeah, they have great length across the board. Sometimes it's tough to get in the high post. I thought we did that well at times, and that really helped us.
Nick Anazales, KCN, for both of you guys. I mean, can you just describe the win for Baylor Nation? The crowd was loud, and you guys were going like two heavyweights toe-to-toe, but you guys ended up pulling it out. But just describe this win for you guys.
Mekhi?
It was pretty special, honestly. Being picked 9th in the Big 12, we kind of harp on that a lot these days. So we kind of got that underdog mentality. We're not backing down from anybody. And, so that's kind of the reason why, we're able to stay calm in those big moments. We know we're sticking together, and at the end of the day, we ain't supposed to be here. And, we're just happy to be moving on.
Jared?
I just think we've been through a lot all season, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of doubtfulness. But I wanted to say this, that, these guys, they stuck together. We stayed together even through 4 losses back-to-back. So, these guys are special. Everybody believes in Coach Drew and the coaching staff. So, man, I think we deserve this in a way. So, it's big time.
Again, for both of you, how many three-point shooting contests have the two of you participated in, and did it feel like that the first half? Each team only attempted 5 twos, and I noticed when you guys came on the floor to warm up for the second half, no one was even taking shots in the paint. It was all outside the arc.
Jared doesn't want to talk about her three-point
No,
contest.
let me tell you this.
He doesn't want to talk about
in the first half, you expect Mekhi to hit at least 5 threes. Mekhi, when he comes out in the first half, is butter, but in the second half, I had to get him. I had to hit a couple, and ones, took a couple threes, but yeah, he's a great shooter, man.
But yeah, it was fun just to go back and forth with them. We weren't expecting them to hit shots like that. They're hitting some tough ones, and we just hung in there and was able to pull it out.
Brooke Bednar's KXXV, you both talked a lot about just now your three-pointers and how big of a momentum swing that was for you guys. But you both hit threes, and then you turned around on defense and took big charges. Can you talk about, I know both of you again, talk about just how much that means for your team to have that impact on the defensive side as well?
Hey, that's a great question.
Mekhi actually leads the team in charges. We actually stat the charges after every game, and try to get the most charges for a pair of shoes, low key. But you know, Makai, he does a great job, and I want to be just like that when he takes charges. He gets the team riled up, and any way I can, you know, get momentum swings and get the good players in foul trouble, I'll try to do. So Makai, he's taught me how to take some charges. I'm not gonna lie.
JB's got 3 more years to get to that charge level. But yeah, it just shows our mentality, our toughness. You know, we're not trying to celebrate threes. We're just trying to make the next play. That's big for us.
All right, we have time for one more question for the student athletes.
Do you guys have any thoughts on Gonzaga? Have you watched them at all this year? Did you watch them at all earlier?
I've watched just being a college basketball fan. You know, I know they're a great team, great solid team, but I feel like every team can be beaten in March. So, you know, we're going to prepare just like any other team, scout, you know, look at their tendencies and, you know, their best players. So, you know, we're going into it just like we're playing another team. I'm not saying Gonzaga's not good or they're amazing, but, you know, we're level-headed going into it.
Spencer Linton, KSL, Salt Lake City. This question is from Makai. You beat Baylor in 2016 in the NCAA tournament.
Today was better.
Now, yeah, I figured as much. Now you've won with Baylor. How would you compare and contrast the feelings of those bookend tournament wins?
Yeah, both are very different, but both are special for their own reason. When I was at Yale, I don't think we'd been in the tournament for like 64 years. And obviously we were, you know, a huge underdog going into that game. And then, you know, with Baylor, just to, you know, basically miss the last 2 years, just go through all that physically and mentally, just to come out here and have a chance to compete against the best, you know, going into March Madness. You know, you can't write a better story, really.
All right, we'll let the players go, and once they've left the stage, we'll turn it over to questions for Coach. Thank you, guys. Questions for Coach Drew.
Scott, what were you thinking the first half when you guys are just trading threes? Were you enjoying it, or were you thinking, gosh, maybe we could put the ball in the paint occasionally?
Well, I'm an offensive coach, so I liked it. But defensively, obviously, when you're making shots like that and you're not getting separation, that's frustrating. So I liked what we were executing on offense, but defensively, I thought we needed to be better. And really credit Syracuse for making a lot of shots and some tough shots. And we had some defensive breakdowns, and Coach Boeheim always has his team executing at a high level, and you can't have breakdowns against a good team.
Matthew Weasel there, Citrus TV. Coach, Buddy Boeheim's been a big three-point shooter for Syracuse this year, and in all of the three-point shooting, he did not hit a single one. What was the game plan on him to stop him from hitting threes today?
Well, I think you can see his influence on the court because people spend so much time, it opens up other people, very similar to Makai. Sometimes Makai doesn't score, but other people get a lot of great looks because he's on the court, and Buddy's the same way. You have to pay so much attention to him that it makes it easier for other guys, and he spaces the floor to give them room to operate too.
More questions for Coach?
Coach, I just wondered if that was part of the game plan to go against their zone to shoot that many threes and going in.
Actually, I told them they could shoot 40 today. So I did want to make 25, though, so we were a little short on both fronts.
Have you watched Gonzaga at all this year, Scott? Did you see any other game, or were you just in the locker room prepping for Cuse today?
Can you repeat the question?
Have you seen Gonzaga at all this year? Have you watched them?
We have 2 guys on our staff from their program, so I think they called them and made sure they didn't change any of their play calls. And anyway, we got so much respect for their program. Coach Few does such an amazing job, and those guys compete at such a high level. But I know we'll be very familiar with their program, and they're familiar with ours because we've played against each other, we've scrimmaged against each other.
Coach, in a tournament format like this, how long does the feeling of euphoria of surviving and advancing last before you have to try and put that in the closet and then turn all of your attention to Gonzaga in a unique format setup?
Once I get back to the locker room, it's all on the Zags. So that's that's the tough thing is you can't really celebrate a win, especially in that first game when you play so quick.
Last question.
Coach, Makai mentioned about being underdogs the whole year. Injuries happen, piling up, and, you come in on a 4-game losing streak. How satisfying is this win after everything you guys have gone through this year to come out now on top and go into the round of 32?
Well, I think one thing that's safe to say in any college program is you're going to face adversity and you're going to have to persevere because, everybody gets banged up and everybody faces tough games and challenges each and every year because you know what, when you deal with people, you have issues. And one thing that I can tell you is this year we've been blessed to have outstanding leadership with Jake, King, and Makai. And they've always done a great job in keeping the locker room and making sure everyone is focused on the right things. And then you got to credit the whole team for having great chemistry to support one another. Because when you lose, a lot of times fingers come out and you're pointing blame. And we really haven't done that. And that's why we've been able to achieve what we've been able to achieve when all logic would tell you you're picked ninth, you only have 3 returning lettermen, you lose your best player at that time who was so dominant on both ends of the court, and you really got to credit the guys for playing with a lot of joy and really sacrificing for each other.
All right, thank you, Coach. We welcome Syracuse representatives to the stage. Along with Coach Boeheim, we have Tyus Battle and Elijah Hughes. We will follow normal protocol by asking Coach to give a brief opening statement. Then we'll turn it over to student athletes. And then we'll, once they've left the stage, we'll turn it over to questions for Coach Boeheim. Coach?
I thought both teams shot the ball extremely well. They made a couple at the end, and, we missed a couple at the end. But it was, we couldn't stop their offense, and they really couldn't stop ours. And it ended up when they got a couple open threes at the end, and we got a couple, we missed ours, and they made them, and they deserved to win.
Let's take questions for Tyus Battle and Elijah Hughes, please.
Hi, Zach Lang, Citrus TV. This question's for Tyus. Now that this season's officially in the books, what can you tell us about your future in Syracuse?
I'm not making any decisions. I'm not worrying about that right now. This was a tough loss for us, but I thought we did a pretty good job offensively. We have to do a better job defensively. They had way too many threes. But it was just a tough loss.
Elijah, you had a great first half and then went a long time without scoring in the second half. Were you not feeling well? I know you went to the bench at one point because you got a bloody nose, I think. Did they change their defense on you? What was going on?
Nothing necessarily. Tyus got going a little bit, so he took over, did his thing for a little bit, and started getting the rhythm a little bit as the half got to an end.
Zach Braziller near post. How much did you guys miss Frank's defense out there? Mason obviously had a pretty big game for them. Do you think that was a factor?
No, I'm not going to leave it on one person. I mean, we have to do a better job as a team finding shooters and keeping guys in front of us. But I'm not going to just keep it on one person like that.
Anything more for student athletes? Right back here.
For Elijah, no, it's not the end you want, but your first season in Syracuse, what are you going to remember from your first year?
How resilient this team is. We never put our heads down really all year. There was a lot of times people counted us out certain games, and we just, we knew we had a chance to win, and we just went out and competed. So probably how resilient this team is.
All right, we'll dismiss the student athletes, and then when they've left the stage, we'll direct questions to Coach Boeheim. Thank you, guys. Questions for Coach, please.
Jim, do you agree with Tyus's assessment that, you guys didn't miss Frank maybe as much as the rest of us thought?
Well, obviously we missed him. He's our point guard. I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. He isn't here. Would we have liked to have him? Yeah.
More questions for Coach?
Zach was on here, Coach. Jim, what did you see from your defense? Your 2-3 usually creates problems for teams this time of year, especially teams that don't see it.
They're a smart team. They're good against zones. They play zone. They got the ball in the middle and used the guy as a passer, which is what we see. And we just didn't cover as well as we needed to. It really is both guards have to key it which way they go, and that's where our inexperience probably hurt the most, because we didn't really make the right rotations, and that's a little bit of the inexperience of having a freshman out there.
Chris Carlson from the Syracuse Post-Standard. Jim, how do you have to change what you do without Frank on the floor?
Well, Tyus had played some points, so offensively, I thought we handled everything pretty well. We attacked their zone well when they changed to the zone. We attacked their man-to-man pretty well. It puts a huge strain on Tyus. He gets no chance to rest a little bit. I think he got tired a little bit at the end because he's got to do so much with the ball. But I thought offensively we were fine. We played as well offensively as we played for the most part. Defensively, that's where it hurt us. It hurt us on the defensive end. We rebounded pretty well. We handled the ball pretty well. We moved the ball well. We shot the ball extremely well. We wanted to get to the foul line, and we did that, but we needed to make a couple threes in there when the run went on. But the advantage of trying to get to the basket is to get to the free throw line, which we did, but we just didn't get there enough, really.
Jim, considering what you brought back and the pieces you added, how would you describe this season? Are you disappointed with the year you guys had, or?
Well, I think you're always disappointed when you lose in the tournament. If you think you have a chance to win, we obviously had a chance to win the game tonight. It's been an up and down year. We started out, really poorly, and even though we lost to some pretty good teams early, Oregon's a good team, especially with Bobo, and obviously Buffalo is, and Old Man. They're tough teams. We played pretty consistently in the league. We beat the teams we were supposed to. We upset, Duke, obviously, upset with Ohio State, at Ohio State. Those were good wins. It was a solid year. We just wasn't the year I think we would have liked to have. But I thought these kids, I thought everybody played well. I think with Buddy coming in, Elijah coming in their first years, Marek and O'Shea, our sophomores. You know, I think we didn't have the consistency from the beginning, missing Frank for a long time, and then, of course, obviously at the end. But so it wasn't the year I think it could have been. But all in all, considering everything, I would say it's been a solid year.
Coach, you've enjoyed great success, particularly in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Obviously, you're dealing with a disappointed locker room. How would you summarize the message that you just gave to your team a few minutes ago?
Well, it's what I've said right here. I thought, you know, we got off to a really bad start in this game and dug ourselves back into it. Really played well, 30-some minutes. We had the lead, and we had 2 defensive breakdowns. We gave them 2 wide-open threes, and that we just couldn't get back from that. We'd come back the whole game from the beginning, you know, in the half, and even the second half came back. But, you know, we just couldn't get enough done on the defensive end tonight. And again, when a team shoots like that, I mean, obviously they're a pretty good shooting team, but guys that don't usually shoot a lot go 3 for 3. And, you know, they banked a 3 in the first half. They banked a foul line shot that hit the top of the backboard and went in. I mean, those things sometimes happen, and, you know, sometimes those things are hard to overcome. But we played really well offensively for a long time tonight, and then when we missed 2 key free throws when it was, you know, obviously still close, and then we missed the layup when we were still right there. But they made a couple of big threes at the end. That was the difference in the game. But considering the circumstances, we played really well, and nobody's happy when you lose. But Baylor is a really difficult team for us to play against. They pass it well and they shoot it well. And, you know, Mason is a really accomplished veteran point guard, and he knows where the ball should be, and he can shoot it too. So it's difficult for us. Probably of any team other than, you know, the 1 seeds in the tournament or 2, I think Baylor is a harder team for us to play than anybody else. That was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'd rather almost played anybody, but they just really. I mean, they might not make 16 if we play tomorrow, but they'd make 12. I think they're good. They're a really good shooting team, and you know we knew that coming in. We tried to adjust our defense outward, but that's where the inexperience at the guard spot hurt us the most on the defensive end. Okay.
Last question.
Hi, Coach. I was wondering what your thoughts are on Buddy's performance tonight in his 3rd
He
consecutive
struggled
start.
offensively, but I'd expect that from a freshman. I'm not sure. Where are you from?
Citrus TV.
Where?
Syracuse.
Oh, you're from. I figured. I should have known that. Your first question, I should have known that. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, Coach.